Hope College campus, a quiet, peaceful place nestled in the heart of Holland, Michigan. Unfortunately, even here, students face the harsh realities of harassment and assault. Thankfully, Hope College has several resources to combat these crimes. One primary resource available to the students is victim advocate and prevention educator, Gillian Whitcomb. She shares more about her position.
I work directly with students who've experienced sexual assault or harassment or stalking, any sort of dating violence. And so a student can come and meet with me, and I'm confidential, and I can support them and refer them to resources, as well as walk through the process if they were to choose to write a report and go forward with an investigation.
Gillian Whitcomb also elaborated on how students can aid each other.
And really giving the power and the control as much as you can back to that person. So saying something like, what can I do to help and support you? Often when we experience trauma, something has been taken from us and we feel powerless and we feel out of control. So any way that you can start to try to rebuild a sense of control and ownership over one's own life.
Education efforts are essential to Hope College's prevention plan. Students teaching and empowering peers, also known as STEP, works to educate, empower, and encourage the campus community regarding interpersonal violence and prevention. Equal Opportunity and Title IX Coordinator Sarah Dorr discusses how early such education efforts start on campus.
We start with very basics. We make sure that all students come through the session during their first week or during orientation on campus to make sure that they understand what Title IX is, that they're protected by Title IX, and that they understand what our expectations are on campus. So we do that first session so that people are aware of it.
In addition to STEP, Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS, Campus Safety, the Health Center, and Campus Ministries are safe resources for students to turn to. Currently, numerous high-profile victims continue to speak out publicly. Sarah Dorr shares about the power of these individuals stepping forward.
I think every time there is a public recognition of this, others think to themselves, I'm not alone. And that's a big message in this work, is that no one is alone, that unfortunately this has happened to many people and there are a lot of resources and it can be really scary. People can be really worried about retaliation and what's going to happen and I think especially in Hollywood, that's what we're seeing. There was a fear of my career could be done if I talk to somebody. I think by voicing it and seeing how others respond, people will feel more empowered to come out.
Hope College's newest addition to this prevention team is Equal Opportunity and Title IX investigator Gillian Whitcomb, who started this October. Her 24 years of law enforcement experience is an invaluable resource to Hope College, as she will be the primary campus investigator for assault cases. She shares her insight on how times are changing for victims of sexual assault.
I think you're going to see an increase because I think for too many years victims were silent. For too many years it was going unreported, swept under the rug. When you talk about celebrities and these big cases, there were a lot of money payouts at the time to keep the person quiet. I think there's safety in numbers. I think it's a different time where people feel that if someone else is reporting, I can too, and they're coming forward. That's why when you talk about these high profile media cases, there's rarely one person, there's one victim, there's multiple.
Gillian Whitcomb hopes to improve the lives of the Hope College community.
I think rape and sexual assault have been around forever. I don't think it's not a new thing. Sexual harassment is not a new thing. It's just I think that we are doing a better job with it and it's reaching our attention far more.
I certainly hope this marks a new dawn for our campus and our country. This is Ariel Vincent for Hope College News.